So for the last 2 or 3 years I've been using Insta360's X3 and X4s to do lots of videoing on the bike, and this week they brought out the X5, which is what I'm using now. And on paper this camera is a game changer. It's got some incredible features, and today I'm going to test them out. So what are some of the standout features of the X5? Well, the first thing is a massive update in sensor, and the sensor on the X5 is over 100% bigger than the previous one, which means you're getting more light in and a much better picture because of it. The next thing is, as I've mentioned, is much better low light conditions performance because of those AI chips and the processing power of them. You can have much better video even if the lighting's not great. And also the X5 is fully waterproof. You can actually go snorkeling or swimming with it, not in a dive case. Not that I'm going to be doing that, but to me it means I really don't need to worry about what the weather is and whether it's raining or not, so I know the camera can cope with it. So now I've changed to 5K 30 frames videoing, so you can see what that's like in these slightly gloomy conditions. One thing you need to remember if you're recording in 8K is the battery does get used up quite quickly, but one of the benefits of the X5 is you can charge it to 80% battery within 20 minutes of charging. And like most things nowadays, it's USB charging, which means it's pretty easy normally to find a charger or a charging lead. Another upgrade on the X5 is the wind guard. So there's a wind guard on the mics which should work better, and although I'm using a wireless mic at the moment, I'll change over so you can see what it's like without an external microphone. But it is quite windy today. And this is the audio from the camera directly, and the camera's probably about 3 foot in front of me, 50 centimetres, something like that. So what does it sound like, and can you hear much wind noise? If I turn the camera around so the main mic is facing me, what does that sound like compared to the other mic I was using? And if I put it quite close, this is about 30 centimetres away from my face on a bike moving at 20 miles an hour. And I am talking a bit louder than normal, but then you always tend to when you're on a bike. One of the complaints about the X4 or the X series in general is most people use lens protectors and they can detract from the video quality. And so what Insta360 has done is made these lenses replaceable by you, which means there's far less need to use a guard on the lens, although you can, but you can replace it yourself with a kit like this, which costs £29.99 in pounds. So if you do damage the lens, you can replace it. So as I've mentioned, one of the good things about the X5 is it's got 3 dedicated processing chips, which means processing is quicker and you do get those AI features. And one of the features you get on the X5 is the Instaframe mode, which means it videos 2 pictures in one. One is the normal 360 video, which you can edit when you get back, or you can film in a straightforward 2D picture, which either chooses, you can choose you to be in the frame or going ahead, straight ahead in the frame, which means you end up with 2 videos, one nice and easy to edit or easy to drop straight into social media or anything like that, and one you can fiddle around with and change the views and where you're looking and all those things. So loads of extra features in the X5, and so far I found it really nice to use, and it seems to be performing really well. We'll have to go back to see the actual quality of the video to see how well it looks on screen. One of the things I like about the one of the features of the X5 is, apart from using voice control to turn the camera on and off, you can actually just now twist the handle of the selfie stick and the video turns off. Just a couple of twists and off it goes. There's lots of different ways obviously you can use a X4 or X5. You can use Insta360's mount, which I often use, as you can see on the front of the bike, and as in a previous video I've done, you can use a rear mount to get those rear shots. I generally, because I'm quite used to doing it, like holding the camera just in my hand, because you do get better pictures when you can have the camera further away. Looks more drone-like. And you can hold the camera at different angles to get different shots. But the safest way probably is to use a dedicated mount. I was hoping it was going to be lovely and sunny today so we could get the best pictures possible, but in a way that's what a lot of cyclists have to put up with, is this cloud, so it's quite a good test of that. So Insta360 did send me this camera to review and try out, and there is an affiliate link in the description below if you're interested in getting one, and I would get a small amount of commission from that if you decide to buy through my link. But for the first 15 people purchasing through that link, you'll get a free lens replacement kit, which, as I said, is around £30. So if you're interested in using an X5, here are some of the tips you need really to get started and get the best pictures you can. One is, when you do your editing, it is always better to use a desktop app. You do get a better resolution and picture and control using the desktop app. Second thing is to make sure your app and your camera are up to date with all the updates and all the software is as new as it can be. Another thing is, if it's sunny, make sure you're using the 8K 30 for best resolution, and if it's not sunny, like today, I've been using the pure video mode, which kicks in that AI chip for that extra processing power. And if you want to use HDR, that's always better in the 5K setting to use the HDR facility. And lastly, with the camera comes I think it's a 3-month or maybe 6-month subscription to Insta360's cloud, so you can upload straight away, you can edit from the cloud and share straight from the cloud as well. So if you want to do like snaps on holiday, short videos to upload to the cloud, you can share them directly from there, so that's worth a try too. So what do I think of the X5? Well, I do think it's a big step up from the X4. That huge chip it's got compared to the last one is bound to have a big effect on image quality and resolution, and the extra features it's got really make it a standout camera really in the bike market. You can't get away from the fact that using a camera like the Ace Pro 2, which is just a 2D camera as it were, as opposed to 360, is a lot easier to use, and editing is pretty straightforward because the video on the camera is the video, whereas with any 360 camera there's a lot more editing you can do. But then you do get far more features with that, and your camera can be used in so many different situations. And for cycling, the really big thing about a 360 camera is you don't need to worry about where you're pointing it. With any other camera, you do need to really focus on where you're pointing it to make sure you've got everything in view, whereas with a 360 camera you don't worry about it and you do it later. As long as your camera's filming, you can probably get you in the shot and the scenery if you want to. Right, as you may have been able to tell, it is raining here, so I'm going to head home. Hope you found the video interesting and useful. If you've got any questions or comments, don't forget to drop them down below, and if you're interested, of course, don't forget to check out the link in the description. Until next time, bye for now. So this is what it's like filming with the X5 in very cloudy, gloomy conditions, and it's even drizzling at the moment, and I'll be interested to see the quality of this footage when I get home. As I said, the nice thing is you don't need to worry about whether the camera is getting wet or not, maybe just whether the lens is covered in water.